Party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want. Oh, fuck, we're live. Good evening, welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. The day after the night before, that's the second time I've said that today. Look out for a video going out tomorrow morning at around about 8:30 Celtic part time. There is a fantastic interview with a big Celtic blogger. Someone who has written about Celtic for a number of years. Someone who has a very opinionated blog and is very opinionated about Michael Nicholson. That's all I'm saying. So make sure you check out that video tomorrow morning. It does go out 8:30 Celtic part-time. So yeah, I've been busy today. Celtic tonight, let's get to the transfer news. Obviously the transfer window closed last night. Celtic, we find ourselves tonight in a very unfamiliar position as Celtic Football Club. A very, very unfamiliar position where we are scraping the... I've not even shaved today, I look like shit. It was a long night last night, wasn't it? We find ourselves scraping the barrel. Let's say it as it is. We find ourselves scraping the barrel for not 3 strikers, 2, but 3. Yes, 3. No cash. No transfer fee. Nobody wants them. That's the reality of Celtic Football Club. Never in my 50 years of existence on this planet have I known Celtic to be in such a bad state that we're scraping the barrel looking for players that nobody else wants. That's not the way that Celtic do business. I mean, I can even remember when we brought in Tony Cascarino, and that was a nightmare. But it is what it is. Brendan Rodgers is still at Celtic. No matter what you may be hearing, there's a lot of speculation that Brendan Rodgers has stepped down. I have been told that he hasn't. But wait and see tomorrow. It's the easiest. You know, I'm not going to say he has, he hasn't. I'm going to say let's just wait and see. But I've been told he's going nowhere. That's all I'm going to say on the matter. And I think that get Willow flooding in January. Yeah. Nicholson should be getting the phone off silent. Yeah. Don't even get me started on Nicholson. You'll enjoy the conversation tomorrow because it is all about Celtic and the current dilemma that we ultimately find ourselves, and it is a dilemma because never in the history of following us have I thought that we would be in such a position where I get it, some players maybe don't want us to come to Scotland, but that's what your recruitment team's there for. Your recruitment team's there to be active. It's not 3 strikers. It's 3. Yeah, we buy 1, we get 2 free. That's what we're hoping, isn't it? I wouldn't blame him if he leaves, but he loves the club to leave in their hour of need, Richard says. Yeah, and let's face it, he knows that it didn't go down too well last time. Wait till you listen to the conversation in tomorrow morning's video. And it is a long one. It's around about 40 odd minutes long. We could have went on for forever talking about this subject. And it's a subject that in tomorrow night's live, there'll be a case of what direction that we go in here. So just watch out for that. Watch out for that. I've got the stage. Burnley boy. Europa League squad needs. No, it's tomorrow night. It's tomorrow night, the 3rd, as far as I'm led to believe. It was the 3rd, wasn't it? Let me just double check. 3rd of September. Oh, oof. No, that's the Champions League. Rufus. Do you know what? Yeah, it is 11 PM tonight. What is the chances of Celtic coming out on their social media, if there's anyone left on social media that they haven't blocked? Because I see that Celtic are going through a little phase of, we don't like you, we're blocking you if you're going to keep on saying and Celtic FC are just, I never thought you'd see the day as well where Celtic are blocking their own fans. I mean, that's a new. Does this club know no laws whatever? I mean, the club hasn't put anything onto YouTube for 12 hours. There's been a complete radio silence by the social media team. And that only happens when they're scared. And let's face it only happens when they're scared. Let's check. I'm not even going to go on. I'm not going to go into other social media platforms. Have they even done anything on YouTube today? Because it'd be an embarrassment if they did. That was yesterday. Celtic FC podcast. 3 hours ago they put an exclusive interview. They put up a classic match. St Mirren 1, Celtic 5, back from 2007. That one would have been automated. That would have been done weeks ago and just automated to go up today. It's had 1,000 views. I don't even want to go on and see what they're saying. I just think, do you know, I'm that pissed off with Celtic. I've not even watched Sebastian's interview. And it's a shame for the boy because, do you know, he's coming into Celtic. You've got a player coming into Celtic at a time where Celtic are just absolutely... the Celtic Trust are at Grace's tonight. It's their AGM. Let's get the Celtic Trust website, actually. What I would invite people to do... ahead of tomorrow is, if you haven't, check out the Celtic Trust. It just says Cloudflare. They've got issues with Cloudflare. Oh, come on. Accept. Copy. Go on to the Celtic Trust website, check it out, and think about it. I will try. What I will do as well is I will try and get a hold of maybe Jeanette Finlay or someone for the Celtic Trust to come on, because it's at the point now where the Celtic fans need to be all going in the same direction. We need to be pulling in the same direction. We need everyone to be singing off the same hymn sheet here. Now, if it is a case of, do we pull out of the home ticket cup scheme? Because, I mean, the home ticket cup scheme is the biggest money spinner for Celtic. Because as soon as we get a home draw, as soon as we get the Europa draw, boom, they're like that. Direct debit. Hit the banks and get the money in. And just before I go on, a big thank you to Kaiser, who did the live from Celtic Park last night. Absolutely fantastic. I've not had time to donate to your thing today, Kaiser. I've been busy all day, and then I tried to get a bit of sleep this afternoon because I was absolutely done in with the epic lives yesterday. I will get a donation to that and it will be in the either that'll be tonight because I'm busy all day tomorrow and the next day. I just hope that this issue with Brendan Rodgers doesn't come to fruition tomorrow, because it puts me in a very uncompromising position for work. I'm happy with loans because it's better than what we have, says Paul. Now the question was asked on the vote. We've had 331 votes. Are you happy with Celtic looking for free agents that need to be done and dusted by tonight to be in the European squad? I just think I'll keep on pushing it, Kaiser. I'll get it up on most videos. We'll try and get you up to £1,000 on that. We'll try and get you up to £1,000. What are you at just now? Let me just double check this. He's sitting at 460. That's done a wee jump. Good. That's done it. I'm pleased. He's got a £700 target. He is sitting at, accept all. Share that. Just copy. Where did you get? Copy. Go for me. Let me get the GoFund link up for people that haven't donated. Kaiser is doing the sleep out with the Celtic Foundation at Celtic Park. If you want to join them to make a difference, raising money to benefit Celtic FC Foundation, the money will make an impact. Thanks in advance for your contribution. For more information about Celtic FC Foundation, it holds up and promotes charitable principles and heritage of Celtic Football Club. In doing so, the Celtic Foundation delivers the change purpose to the Celtic family and beyond. Our priority is to provide assistance to those who face challenges with their key priority areas: health, equality, learning and poverty help. That is, and I notice there is a few recognisable names on that, so if you can, please, he's had 15 donations already. He's only trying to get to 700. Let's get him up to the grand. And I will keep pushing that. What's the date for it, Kaiser? It's the 15th of November. Plenty of time. So if you don't get paid for another week or so, that's fine. We'll post this every week right up until, in fact, let's get it well over the £2,000. Let's see if we can do £2,000 and make a point to Celtic FC that the fans are willing to put their money in their pocket and help the foundation and live by what Celtic means to people. And it means giving, it means togetherness, it means Celtic family, it means putting a friggin' team on that is good enough to wear the strips, because going around picking up free players, picking up players that nobody else wants, is a complete embarrassment. And I don't care what anybody says. Celtic should never be in a position where we're scraping around the barrel of players that people do not want. That is the recruitment team. And that lies at the door of not only the recruitment team, but it lies at the door of Michael Nicholson. And Michael Nicholson will not get off. We will not let him forget. I've just put the link onto the chat, did I not? There it's there. There's the GoFundMe again. Let me just see. I'll pin it. Let me just see. There. I've pinned it at the top of the chat. It is at the top of the chat. Just under the poll, where are you happy with Celtic looking for free agents for tonight? Trying to get them in for tomorrow. 73% say no, and 27% say yes. We're at 400 votes already. Thank you to everyone who's jumped on the live tonight. I know that Monday, Tuesday, it's fucking Tuesday. See, I don't even know what day it is. It's just been so intense since Brendan Rodgers did the interview on Friday, which seems so far away now. When Brendan Rodgers did the interview and he sat at the interview and said, I know nothing. When he basically sat and said, I know nothing. And he doesn't know why Adam Ida was being sold under his feet without another player coming in. He says that he's putting a stop to it until we get another player in. Well, we all know what happened to that. And I'm not wanting to go into tomorrow's video too much. Let's just watch the video tomorrow, and then a course of action will be formulated over the next week or so. Now, whether people have decided to cancel, in fact, maybe the question should be, let's stop this poll and just hold on. Tell me in the comments, are you happy and will you cancel your direct debit? Will you email Celtic and say, take me off the home ticket cup scheme? Tell me in the comments. I'm going to finish this poll up and we'll do another one. Because I think this is the only way to really target Celtic, is not to buy merchandise. As much as I know that everyone wants to have the latest Celtic gear, but please, let's get behind this. Do you know, let's focus on getting Nicholson out. That is the objective, is get him out of our club, because he's embarrassing and killing the club. And if it takes us to boycott merchandise in big numbers, massive numbers, boycott the merchandise. And if it means saying no to Celtic automatically taking money out your bank between now and the end of the season, let's just stop it. Yes, you could still buy your ticket for the game, but it's your choice. Let's get back to Celtic being about your choice. Not them sitting pulling in your bank whenever they want. Just sitting with a little bit of rope. Every time there's a home ticket, they're fucking boom, there we go. Do you know, they use Celtic fans as an ATM. And we're the ones that make the profit for the club. Celtic have sold £29 million worth of players this year. 29 million. And we've spent 13. Brought in 29 million from player trading. Yeah, it is. It's a Celtic Trust AGM tonight. I am going to try and speak with someone from the Celtic Trust tomorrow evening. Like I'm saying, it's just that this week has turned into be a complete shambles because I've got that much going on over the next 2-3 days, and I really wanted to try and get as much Celtic content and get in touch with as many Celtic people as we can to formulate a coherent voice going forward, rather than having different organisations all coming out with statements. We all need to pull together at this point and be as one as much as we can. Let me do that. What was I going to do? Celtic Trust. Oh, the poll. That's what I was going to. Will your home ticket cup scheme. Well, you cancel your home ticket cup scheme at Celtic FC. Let's just get the feeling for the 700 that are on it. I mean, there's been 2,000 people on here already. I should have put this one up. This will give us an indication. I mean, and it's up to each individual, and I get that. And people will want to make sure that they can guarantee their tickets for. But let's face it, when you're on the home ticket cup scheme, it doesn't guarantee you a ticket for Hampden anymore. And that's the only reason that people stay on it, because they've got a record of getting tickets for Hampden when we get there. I would take not going to Hampden for the next 2 years to get into any finals, to make sure that we just win the league. This is how far, over the last 6 months, we have regressed so far. We went backwards so quick that we're at a stage where we are actually worse than under Ronnie Dyler. Ronnie Dyler didn't even have this kind of nonsense to deal with during his time as Celtic manager. This is how bad we are. Think about that for a second. You know, take a step back to all the fans that didn't go to the Europa games during Ronnie Dyler's years, all because they didn't rate Ronnie Dyler as a manager. They didn't rate the team that we had. They thought that Celtic, it's just not worth it. Do you know, we went from Neil Lennon to Ronnie Dyler. It's a fucking shit manager, shit football. It's not worth it. The board seen that. The board witnessed what went on that season. And what did they do? They went out and got Brendan Rodgers. And then spent money like it was going out of fashion. Brought in players. Changed everything at Celtic. We can make the difference. We have done it in the last 10 years. Celtic fans made the board listen, and they brought in Brendan Rodgers. That's the truth. By withholding your season ticket money, by holding back on purchasing your ticket for a cup game, you could still pick up your ticket later on. Just don't give Celtic that ability to just go up to the wall and press boom, never mind a panic button. They've got empty the bank button. Boop, here we go. Do you know? Yeah, the bank balance is way back up again. We've just fleeced 30,000 fans for 25 quid each. Boom! It's like winning on the puggy. It is. It's just like winning on the puggy for Celtic, is it? Big super chat from Wee Mitch. Absolutely, mate. You don't have to, honestly. You are a fantastic supporter of the channel. Unless he walks out in 24 hours, he won't be speaking until next week, no Friday. Yes, he won't be. Brendan Rodgers will not be speaking to the media until next Friday. We have a game on Sunday, and you won't hear from Brendan Rodgers until Friday. Not at all. Buy your food from the wee vans outside the park. Give them a wee turn. Yep. Do not buy food from inside Celtic Park either. When you go into the... listen, we're not at Celtic Park until the end of the month. That's the reality of the situation. The Celtic board have got if we forget about this, if we don't keep applying pressure, if we don't keep this in everyone's thoughts, by the time that we get to Celtic Park on the 27th of September, the board will come out sitting on their wee perches in the main stand at Celtic Park, and they'll be like, that's what they'd be as well doing. Like that. Fuck you, and fuck you. We're in charge. That's what they would be doing. Do you know that? And if they were to come out with smirks on their faces, do you know, it's unbelievable. But anyway, I am not asking people to boycott games. I do not think that boycotting games is the answer. I am not asking people to riot outside Celtic Park. That is not the way either. But what we can do as a collective, and I think that the way forward that will come to light tomorrow, is people en masse cancelling the home ticket cup scheme. The next time you're in Celtic Park, don't go to the superstore. Boycott the superstore. Just don't go in. Boycott it. Make sure that the security guard that's standing at the front door of the superstore hasn't got a queue. Nobody's going in. Nobody spends money. Because it's the only way to hit this board. And when Dermot Desmond phones up on a Monday, how's the bank looking today? Boss, nobody bought any food in the stalls, and there was a mass boycott outside, and Adidas are on the phone saying, why have we not got any orders? This is how you hit them, and this is how you make change. Do you know, it's the only way that you can do it. Celtic fans did it under Ronnie Dyler by not turning up in mass numbers. Don't say that it can't be done. It can. You made the board focus, and you made sure that Ronnie Dyler knew that, he wasn't Celtic class, so people didn't go to games in the Europa League. It had an effect on Celtic. The direct correlation for that effect was the incoming of Brendan Rodgers. They knew they had to pull a rabbit out the bag. Boom, here's Brendan. Hey, he's Irish. Fucking yay. He supports Celtic. Fucking yay. Ronnie could do 100 push-ups in his smalls. Yeah, he could. And he never stripped off at the away end like we wanted him to do. Never stripped off. He never stripped off. There should be a donate buy merchandise and food and drink. We should donate rather than buy food and drink. Donate to who? You already donate to Celtic. Is it true that Brendan Rodgers has walked? Sean, no, it's not. It's not. As far as I have been told, it is bull. But if it happens tomorrow, so be it. We'll wait and see. The text that was going around, the telltale sign was, it'll be announced at the AGM tomorrow. There is no AGM for tomorrow with Celtic. That lets you know that it was a Hun that probably made up the text that was going about. And then it's got onto social media and, Brendan Rodgers is leaving. Yeah, I've got it for about 4 or 5 folk. And then we asked someone that was in the know, and he said, no, it's bullshit. But if it does happen, I wouldn't football life, he has not walked. He has not walked. Rodgers has not left. So stop spreading massive rumours. I stripped off at Tynecastle. Delia was a stopgap. How, were we going to bring Brendan in 2 years before? No, Ronnie Dyler was always coming to Celtic. He was coming to Celtic even if if Neil Lennon was still there, remember. Anyway, there's no news on Sly Sports. There's no news on anything. The Donate Foundation through the Sleepout Baz Law. Oh, yeah, that button. It's in the chat. It's in the chat. It's right up at the top of the chat. Fucking donate food. But then you walk and lose 3 million. Brendan Rodgers is not walking. When you look at the players that he's trying to bring in, getting that guy coming in for Spain that he was with Leicester, that's Brendan Rodgers. If you cancel the home ticket cup scheme, the board will make more money on the general sales. No, they won't, because you get the everyone putting out the same message. You get everyone putting out the same message. They didn't make more money in 2016 or whenever it was when Ronnie Dyler was here. There was a big massive area empty. We need to get everyone thinking in the same way. We need to get everyone thinking that we can make a difference collectively. Because as soon as some part of the fan base go, nah, we can't do that. You can. We did. It's as simple as that. Brendan Rodgers' yearly salary is Young's transfer fee. Yeah. We need Fergus back. That's not going to happen. Bamford is done for. With a name like Bamford, he shouldn't be coming to Celtic anyway. That's all I'm saying. Brendan Rodgers, multi-millionaire with a huge portfolio of properties. He doesn't need 3 million. He still won't walk, not a chance. Of course he's not. He's not walking anywhere. The Celtic page blocked Good Celtic account who called them out. They're parasites. Yeah, they are. And they're scared, and they haven't put out any information since then. What always happens with organisations when in time of crisis, it's the same with political parties. They close ranks. And it's they pull the curtains down. And they're like, nobody leaves the room until this fucking mess is sorted. And then we tell the media a whole load of shit. And we stick fucking Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers isn't a puppet, but he is a man that has been forced into a situation that no other Celtic manager... There's never been a Celtic manager in my lifetime. Tell me in the comments if there's ever been a Celtic manager that has ever publicly come out and said that the player does not leave until I get a new striker in. Now, I know that the player didn't want to come to Scotland. We know that the deal fell through to take him back to Ajax because Ajax wouldn't pay the 10 million. We know all this. We also knew on the Saturday evening that it was common knowledge on social media that the player wasn't too interested in coming to Celtic. So why did Michael Nicholson then drag it out until the Monday evening to say... And then he puts it out to the media, and the Celtic media all buy it up. And they put out Celtic lose out. No, they didn't lose out because he didn't go to Ajax. So who's lying? Who's making up stories? Who's feeding the media bullshit? It has to be someone in Celtic, and that someone has to be held accountable. Now, the voice message of Yang's agent, the friend of Yang's agent, the putting out there by an ex-Celtic football player with regards to... What was that prick again? Where is it? Benji Singris. Benji, who wanted away from Celtic numerous occasions. Some things never change. Laughing at the Yang situation. Ex-players have to stand up now and start calling out Nicholson. People that have been at the club and maybe retired need to start calling out Nicholson. Nicholson is the issue. And I think that the sooner that we all agree on that and then agree a way forward, it will be interesting to see where this fan base can actually take us, because collectively we are the customer. In business, there's a saying that the customer is always right, but not when you come to Celtic. Not when it comes to Celtic, not when it comes to... You're just a cash cow. And the home ticket cup scheme is the only way for Celtic fans to stop the rot and force change. And we have to force change, because if we don't force change, we're going to let this clown, Michael Nicholson, Chris Mackay and Lawwell, we're going to let them pick the next manager. And the next manager will have two options. He phones Brendan and say, right mate, I heard you've left Celtic. They've came and asked me if I want the job. What do they really like to work for? Brendan Rodgers won't have a gagging order this time. Brendan Rodgers won't have a gagging order when he leaves Celtic. He won't have to sign a bit of paper that says you can't talk about what happened and why, the reason that you left. He won't have that this time. The way forward for the fans is unity, togetherness. When they start divide, they start division, and they put division as a mindset into the Celtic fan base, they will win. Divide and conquer is always... imagine sitting across from him and negotiating deal with Baz. Buy and sell him, mate. For someone that is such a good debater, and for someone who has a trophy for debating, you know, I just think, mate, I'm for the streets. When you're streetwise, yep, I know Neil Lennon said that Gary Hooper can't go away, and then boom, he was gone. He also said that when Yama couldn't go, boom, he was gone. And then Neil Lennon also said that we didn't bring in adequate replacements. The standard of the player went down, declined, was his exact words. Only the Roma and Feyenoord games are box office. Yeah, pick and choose wisely. Bluffing the fans about signings. That's the board, Paul, and I think that they've not even bluffed the board. They've bluffed the manager. They've told the manager lies. Someone in Celtic Park has lied to the manager. That needs sorted out. I believe what the guy said in the voicemail, because it's not the first time it's happened. Yeah, it's not the first time it's happened. And Benji Siegrist coming out saying it. The Swansea manager coming out and saying it. The Go Ahead Eagles people coming out and saying it. There's too much smoke without fire. All these people cannot be wrong. All these people cannot be making it up and telling lies about Michael Nicholson. Do you know, you can bullshit the majority of people a lot of the time, Michael, and you can lie to us, and you can, pull the wool over our eyes, but your mask is slipping. And Michael Nicholson, his mask is coming off, and it's Coco the Clown that's underneath. It is Coco the Clown that's underneath. And I think that it's time. It's time for this to be done. Ajax didn't come in. He's still at Anderlecht. Yeah, he is still at Anderlecht. And we can't go in for him now because the window's closed. So he's still at... Ajax were never going to pay £10 million for the player. The player didn't want to... Let's not make this as Michael Nicholson lost out. Michael Nicholson did not lose out on negotiations. The player didn't want to come to Celtic. Fact. It was all over social media on the Saturday evening. Doesn't want to come to Celtic. He's not interested in coming to Celtic. There's no smoke without fire. He wasn't interested in coming. But Michael Nicholson said, I can talk him into it. No, you can't, Michael. You can't. Yes, I can. I'm not answering the phone to anybody else until he answers the phone to me. And then look what happened. We're pissing about in the bargain bucket statement. Fucking Jesus. This window's destroyed any credibility with Celtic had with dealing with clubs. I don't think it's even credibility with dealing with other clubs. If you can't see that the club has lost credibility with the fans, with the information that they've been given to Brendan Rodgers can only sit at a press conference and relay the information that he has been given. Think about that. He can give you all the information about the team. He can give you all the fitness and everything that he knows about what's going on with the current squad that he has, playing capabilities, who's injured, who's not, talk about the game, yep, talk about things, yep. But when it comes to the whole, and people have been saying right towards the end of the window, it's Brendan Rodgers' fault. It's Brendan Rodgers' fault. He picks the players. It's Brendan Rodgers' fault. Brendan Rodgers, yes, says, yeah, if we can get him in, get the deal done. But all he does is say, right, I need a player for this position, this position, this position, and this position. Get me players. It's not like old school. Football management now, unfortunately, is not like the old days, where the manager goes, right, I want this player. I've watched them, and I want this player. Let's get the deal done. Modern football's not like that, and we're stuck in a mindset where we think that Celtic are run like that. That we think that Brendan Rodgers says, I want McGinn. Yeah, he did want McGinn, but look how that worked out. That doesn't happen anymore. It's all about stats of players. It's all about physicality. It's all about Do you know, the biggest liars going on the board. They are that. Right, let's jump into the comment section and see what you're saying tonight. Because I asked the question, will you cancel your home ticket cup scheme at Celtic FC? 76% are saying yes. It would be good to see what effect that this does have over the next couple of weeks, because I do think that Celtic board are made up of Irish Republicans and Swedish models. No, they're not. Jesus. Sack Nicholson, save 100 grand. Do you think that Brendan is telling us he would be here for 3 million? Give the board free rent to treat him like this? But yes. And wait till the interview tomorrow, because it was a very frank and open interview by someone that has written a lot about Michael Nicholson. So make sure that you check out that video and share that video out, because the blogger in question, he does have quite he's got tens of thousands of followers on Twitter, and he's spoken out 2 or 3 times about the board. Dolberg deal was done, but Nicholson made errors with their confirmation documents, which allowed Ajax to come in. That's a sackable offence, really. I don't think it was done. I don't think the player didn't want to come to Celtic. You know, you could say it was nearly done. There's no evidence to say that deal was nearly done, considering all the chat on the Saturday. Like, I mean, we can go around in circles here, but I mean, it was the noises coming out of Europe was that, and this is from people in the media over there, are saying that he's not really interested in going to Celtic, and that's coming from the player. Do you know, you can get a spin on stuff, but not one of you has managed Celtic prior, not since Martin O'Neill. No, has put the trophies in the cabinet. One of us has put treats the abuse that he has. God bless Neil Lennon. Ajax didn't come in, still at Anderlecht. Yeah, I know, and this is what makes it even worse. He didn't want to come to Celtic, but he wanted to go to Anderlecht, to Ajax, and Ajax were never paying 10 million. Never paying 10 million. Dermot Desmond is the issue. That's a bit of the conversation for tomorrow as well. He's not the only issue, Baz, within the board. No, I mean, there's plenty of issues within the board. It's funny how when Michael Nicholson took over, that Peter Lawwell's job was split into 2. All of a sudden we had a finance guy, and all of a sudden we had a CEO. That's all I'm saying. That shows inadequacies somewhere. Someone's not too confident on something. Peter Lawwell did both their jobs as one. Do you know? Nicholson looks like Zuckerberg's long lost ridden junkie brother. God. African nations, I'm not even going to even think about that. We've got things that don't even think about what's happening in January, because we need to worry about what's going to happen the next 3 or 4 games at Celtic, because that could put immense pressure on Brendan Rodgers. Listen, we're 6 points ahead of Sevco. Talk to Leo. Don't you think they will win the league? Dave, are you confident in players not getting injured and us being left with Yang? That's all I'm saying. You've now got players at this. You've got a player at the club that wanted away, was told he was away, told he couldn't go, told he could go, and then told to come back. That's not healthy for a squad. That's not healthy for a squad. That's all I'm saying. It's not healthy. Not healthy at all. And I don't care about anything. Neil Lennon spoke the truth, Baz. He did that. Saying that we're in decline. Statues of the Hungdog strikers on Celtic Way. That would go down well with certain people in Scotland, but I'm up for it. Anyway, let's just jump from there. Face it there, stay head on, and win. Yeah. The problem is that people who can afford to take up Celtic are wealthy for a reason. They're greedy bastards. I don't think that a takeover of a Celtic is ever something that's going to happen anytime soon. And sometimes there's an old saying, be careful what you wish for. Do you know? And it's not going to happen. He only owns 35% of the shares. So let me just jump through these. Any chance we Kaiser can do a sneaky tonight? Are we sneaky where? Where's he gone? There's no fly in the wall to confirm that kind of thing. No, there's not. Right, anyway, I've seen this movie before. Yeah, I think we've all seen it before. It's the same old, same old. So, now we're going to finish that poll off. Thank you to the 4,000 people that's been on the live tonight. Absolutely fantastic numbers for a Tuesday night. Thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. And I am totally amazed with the numbers that we did yesterday. It's absolutely fantastic. And it'll be interesting what comes out of the meeting from the Celtic Trust this evening. The meeting will be coming to a close round about now, if it's not already came to a close. Hopefully we'll find out some more information about that. And wait a minute. Free agent. Oh, the jokes are coming in now. Celtic are offering Brazilian international Rivaldo a trial. He got out his bed and kicked his back into place and said, yeah, I could still kick a ball. Celtic are also interested in former Nottingham Forest striker Emmanuel Dennis, who's currently a free agent. Free agents, man. This is what we're left to. Free agents. Unbelievable. 2 hours left to get a striker in. Anyway, on that note, I'm done and dusted for this evening. Make sure to check out the Celtic One Celtic Fan's View. I'll almost give away the name of the blog there. Make sure that you check out the video tomorrow. It is a very lengthy interview, and it's a very interesting chat. On that note, have a free agent FC. Are you talking about yourself, Michelle, or are you talking about Celtic? Dim dish. On that note, have a fantastic evening. Celtic fans all around the world.